Welcome into my queendom. Come on, come on. When it comes to lyrics, I bring them. In spring, I sing and fall. I call out to all the ones who had a hard day. I prepared a place on my dance floor. The time is now for you to party. I thought it would be a good chance for you to move. House music always suits. So get with the flow, let's go. Yo, can you rock to a house group tempo? And so, and shall we let the games begin? With better opposition, can you be in out on fire? The flames too hot to doubt. The pool is open, come into my house. Make me wait. Come into my house. Give me body. Don't make me wait. Come into my house. Give me body. Here's a dance step from Alan. Keep the bass and treble flow through the speakers. Ride the rhythm. I know it's gonna reach you. I'm the queen, Latifah. Now it's time to run through it. 45 King, do it. Yeah, there you go. I told you you could do it. Now did you enjoy it? I do it. Dance to the beat of the drum. Give me some with the flavor unit. I come to say ride the groove line. Don't swing the right rhyme. Listen to the groove line. Throw away the white line. It's a house party. I'm hosting. Come and rock with the one who's chosen. You can't turn me inside out. For those who dare to come into my house. Come into my house. Give me body. Don't make me wait. Come into my house. Give me body. It's a new fusion. I'm boozing. You ask what is it I'm doing? Hip hop house, hip hop jazz. With a little pizzazz, I'm the queen of royal bags. Remember me from Wrath of My Madness? It's my rap that rocks this party. I'm a hijack, inject your body. This is not any erotic interlude. Keep in mind, I move multitudes. The Asiatic black woman, hardcore beat drumming. It's hard to keep a good woman down, so I keep coming. Blow for blow, I take and I give some. Still I rise and I symbolize wisdom. I hope the lyrical display as you around. It's an open invitation. Come into my house. Come into my house. Give me body. Don't make me wait.
This was it back in the day, man. What's up, man? What's up, man? I missed y'all, man. What's up, dog? I had a couple of videos I wanted to do, man. I get sidetracked. I've been kind of, focused on other stuff, and I really hadn't monetized my channel. I'm not trying to make money off of it. People keep asking me, like, man, why don't you do the super chat? Go ahead and activate it. Like, once I activate the super chat, get to making money, they gonna delete my channel. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the reason they ain't deleted me yet, because I got a mouth on me. The reason they hadn't deleted my channel is because I haven't given myself a super chat. Super chat, one of the fastest ways to get deleted. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, so guys, I want to come on here today. Not gonna be long. I was talking to one of my teammates last week, and he's a school teacher. And we were talking about education. We got on the subject, and he started talking about racist teachers and stuff, and how white teachers this and white teachers that. And I told him, I say, bro, if it's just the fact that the teachers are white, then black kids would actually, flourish, and they don't academically when they have black teachers or whatever. So it's not just that the teachers are white. I don't, and so he, we went back and forth. He was challenging me and stuff. So I went and did a little research, and I got the data. Now I bet you guys are like, well, what does that have to do with anything? I'm about to show you. Give me 1 second, right? So the subject of this video is why I don't obsess over race, because racism has been the Achilles heel of the black community when it comes to critical thinking. Like all critical thinking is just falls off the map once we start doing looking into dealing with racism, right? So let me first go back a few years, go back about 4 years. There's a guy by the name of Jay Morrison. And Jay Morrison was going into a Houston's restaurant up here in Atlanta, and him and his fiance at the time got into it with the Houston's restaurant. And yeah, I'm gonna show y'all the video, and I'm just gonna show y'all that it wasn't racism. It was just the energy that his fiance was giving that other black woman. She shut her down, and the company did have a policy that said something. I'm gonna get into all that, but let's go ahead and play it right quick. So right now he's bragging. Now this guy's a charlatan. I don't care what nobody say, guys. You can. Some of y'all may be fans of this dude. I'm not. I'm just not because he dared to call himself Young Malcolm in this clip. Now I'm gonna show y'all. And I'm like, Young Malcolm? See, this is why I don't obsess over races. Watch this.
Peace family, it's Jay Morrison from the Jay Morrison Academy, Tulsa Real Estate Fund, United Africans in America. I also go by Young Malcolm, not because I am Malcolm, but the spirit of Malcolm lives within me, because I follow Malcolm's ideologies of fighting our political oppression, our economic exploitation, and our social degradation. And I'm all about reversing those, solving our issues as a community, and fighting for justice, fighting for unity, justice, and the repair of our people, right? The self-repair that we need, the justice that we need and deserve, and the unity that we need in order to combat biasness, racism, bigotry, white supremacy, inequality, right? And I ask for people of all races, nationalities to stand with me like we did today here in Atlanta when we shut this down. This is Saturday night, 10 p.m. in Buckhead, Atlanta, Georgia, the wealthiest section of Atlanta. And Houston's restaurant's not getting any revenue because they discriminated against me and my team falsely. You can make your own assumptions and think I'm wrong because I know we don't like to empathize with the black or brown person. We don't empathize even with ourselves. We always want to think that, nothing ever happens against us, right?
So this is the thing. Now I know you guys are like, I mean, they didn't want to see him and his lady, and it was discrimination. See, I'm not the nigga that's gonna get emotional every time a nigga scream he was discriminated against. I'm not. First of all, I investigate before I get. I used to be that guy, and I urge and beseech you, brethren and sisters, to before you get emotional about a situation, examine the situation. Now let me play this clip.
Where does it say that? I want to see it written. Okay. A, it's not recorded, but you need my consent to
What
do
are you,
that.
no, we don't.
Yes, you do. I need to see it written. If you guys don't go.
You are refusing us seating.
Now they arguing with a black woman. This is the hostess. They are black. Nobody has discriminated against them because they, you know what I'm saying? Um, so you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Nobody discriminated against them. It's just a black woman having an attitude with another black woman.
Because it's not something that we do company wide.
Okay, well, I want to be sat with a table
You can
for.
call any other Houston in the area, and they'll do the exact
I'm
same thing.
taking my woman out to eat and my two
Show me on
friends.
paperwork, please. We
So-
don't accommodate parties larger than six.
Show
I'm
me
not
on
asking
paperwork.
you to accommodate a party
I'm
larger
going
than
to
six.
ask you guys to leave.
I'm asking my
Because you're
queen
making
and
me-
my two
I
friends
understand that,
to
but
be.
you're
Do you
making-
accommodate
now
parties
you're-
of four?
We do.
Okay,
So
so
can
I
us four please go
You
eat?
guys came in at 7, and I really don't have the
No,
time
we
to
do
do this
not.
back.
So they have a policy. They had a policy where if a party comes in, they didn't allow them to split up. If a party of 12 people came in, it's a stupid policy. I agree, but that's the company's policy. The company chooses not to serve you. I don't think racism was even warranted right here. Now he said something that really deeply pissed me off. He said he calls himself Young Malcolm, and I remember when when he said this, I got upset, I got offended, and I made a video and I said, real quick and short, I'm gonna need Jay Morrison to quit calling himself Young Malcolm. I said, let me play something and show you, um, you know what I'm saying? Let me play something and show you guys what time it is. You know what I'm saying? So I played a clip of Malcolm X, and people came in the comment section. You a crab in the barrel ass nigga. You trying to stop Jay Morrison for fighting for our rights and fighting for black people. Like, that's not what Jay Morrison was doing. But Jay Morrison was having an attitude because his woman was discriminated against. This is Malcolm X. This is how Malcolm would never sit outside of a white-owned restaurant begging them to take his money. Never. He'd never say no justice, no peace. That's Al Sharpton. That's Martin Luther King. That is not Malcolm X. I find it disrespectful that you would say that about Malcolm. Listen, this is Malcolm right here.
For food, clothing, and shelter.
Hold on.
Black man in America for the past 400 years has been like a boy in the white man's house, begging the white man for a job, for food, clothing, and shelter. And then after the white man provides him with all of these things, he turns around and has the nerve to get angry at the white man when the white man tries to control his life. How can people, a group of people such as our people, who own no factories, have equal job opportunities?
Guys, can you hear this? Because I don't see it making any sound reverberations. Let me make sure. I got it turned up. I want to make sure you guys hear it because he dropping some fire. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna play it again.
Black man in America for the past 400 years has been like a boy in the white man's house, begging the white man for a job, for food, clothing, and shelter. And then after the white man provides him with all of these things, he turns around and has the nerve to get angry at the white man when the white man tries to control his life. How can people, a group of people such as our people, who own no factories, have equal job opportunities competing against the race that owns the factory? The only way the two can have equal job opportunities is that black people have factories as well as white people have factories. And then we can employ whites or we can employ blacks, just like they can employ whites or they can employ blacks. But as long as the factories are in the hands of the whites, the housing is in the hands of the whites, the school system is in the hands of the whites, you have a situation where the blacks are constantly begging the whites, can they use this or can they use that? That's not any kind of equality of opportunity, nor does it lend toward one's dignity. What does a black man look like begging for a cup of coffee in a white restaurant and doesn't have a job to back up to pay for it when he does get the coffee? It's putting the cart before the horse. Instead of the Negro leaders having the black man begging for a chance to dine in white restaurants, the Negro leaders should be showing the black man how to do something to strengthen his own economy, to give himself an independent economy, or to provide job opportunities for himself. Not begging for a cup of coffee in a white man's restaurant. Number one, he must have a knowledge of
I can't turn it up, man. I done tried. I'm doing everything I can, man. But it's gonna go up. Some of it is louder than the other pieces.
himself. This gives him confidence in himself. He has been brainwashed by the educational system that exists here in America to the point where he feels he was a savage in the jungle when he was before he was brought here, and this destroys his morale. So the number one thing that has to be
Malcolm was talking about your morale. Malcolm was talking about black people having their own pride and dignity, high self-esteem, what you think of yourself. When you think a certain way of yourself, you will want to own and control and have the pride of ownership. So you can look somebody in the face as their equal and be able to compete with them in a global economy. That's how Malcolm X was talking. Malcolm X wasn't talking about no begging nobody to go in their restaurant and get him their money. Talking about I move in the spirit of young Malcolm. Come on, man. 5 years ago, he was Dominican J. Now he young Malcolm. Now he the leader of the black movement. Like, come on, bro.
and he has to be retaught, he has to be re-educated and made to know that he's a man like anyone else, and then he can stand on his own 2 feet like others. And it's the black man, the black leadership, who has access to all of this money and has all of these degrees today, can't use his talent and his know-how to set up business opportunities, job opportunities, housing opportunities for the black people, the same as the white leaders have done for white people. Then these black leaders need to get off the boat. They're not leading our people toward any kind of independence, but they're using their positions and their education and their talent to exploit our people worse than the slave master did during slavery.
Let me say this because the volume's about to go up. Let me say this, man. We chose Martin. Martin actually had, they say, a poll of it. I think Martin had 85% support among black people as far as his movement because it wasn't militarily beneficial. So I don't think, and I do agree with Martin Luther King. I think militarily we would have been slaughtered. So I don't think that aspect of it, but I do think we needed to put some fear in them. I do believe that. And I don't think we should have been asking to be integrated. I think that shouldn't have been what we went for. I don't have a problem with a person denying service. I really don't. Which is what happened. And this guy's begging about it. Malcolm didn't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. Now listen to what he's saying about these immigrants. Watch this.
If white immigrants can come to this country 50 years ago with nickels and dimes and no education, and come here and pool their little nickels and dimes and no education, and set up little stores, develop these stores into larger stores, develop this into an industry which creates job opportunities for whites. Since Lincoln was supposed to have freed the black man 100 years ago, and today the black man, according to the government economist, has spending power of $20 billion per year. We feel that with the black man spending $20 billion a year, not setting up any businesses, not creating any industry, not creating any job opportunities for his own kind, he's not in a moral position to point the finger today at the white man and tell the white man that he's discriminating against him for not giving him a job in factories that he himself set up.
That is my favorite sentence uttered. You are not in a moral position to try to morally shame the white man for not giving you stuff in factories and jobs and stuff that he himself set up. Let me go back. That was deep. If you don't get nothing else I'm saying, I'm gonna play because I'm going into these statistics in a minute about black people. But I wanted to first let you test the dope a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
We feel that with the black man spending $20 billion a year, not setting up any businesses, not creating any industry, not creating...
See, Master P just went on about a couple of days ago about all these black people jumping on Clubhouse, now they become billionaires. And black celebrities, rappers, black people made them people billionaires. Those people are doing an IPO. They was worth 100 million, yeah, because I heard a guy say, well, they got venture capitalist money. Yeah, they got venture capitalist money, but once you beta test something and people go crazy, they do metrics and they measured it. He was like, if a black person had to put the app out, they wouldn't have jumped on it. And I agree with Master P, man. Master P, one of the few people, him, Tyler Perry, it's only a few people I see that's really out here talking like Malcolm, that's out here making moves like Malcolm was talking. You know what I'm saying? It ain't many people, bro. It's not. It's not. You got a lot of them that rap about it. Jay-Z talks about it, but I can't see no major moves he's making. Jay-Z, I think he's comfortable. I really do. I think him and Beyonce are comfortable. I think they're doing little small deals here and there, but I don't think I'm like, man, you know, my homeboy told me last week, he was like, man, I can't even watch the NBA. I don't even watch it no more. These guys out here talking about they don't want to play. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. Start your own team. If you can't start your own team, if you can't start your own banks, take all these millions and do something with, yeah, Ice Cube, that's another one. Yeah. If you can't do that, I don't want to hear it. And I agree. These guys got too much money now. That's why I don't obsess over racism no more. I can't obsess over racism when you got people making that kind of money that can do certain things, and we ourselves making money. I'm not just talking about the rappers and celebrities. We ourselves have money as well. Oh, I don't care if it's $1,000. You can do something with it. The Bible says, like I always say, despise not humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying?
Job opportunities for his own kind. He's not in a moral position to point the finger today at the white man and tell the white man that he's discriminating against him for not giving him a job in factories that he himself set up. If the black man has $20 billion, and these so-called Negro leaders are such geniuses that they can integrate white restaurants and integrate white factories and force themselves into that which the white man has set up, they should use this same ingenuity to show the black people how to pool our wealth and set up something of our own. And then we won't have to force our way.
We should own, operate, and control the economy of our community. You would never find, you can't open up a black store in a white community. The white man won't even patronize you. And he's not wrong. He got sense enough to look out for himself. And you don't have sense enough to look out for yourself. The white man is too intelligent to let someone else come and gain control of the economy of his community. But you will let anybody come in and control the economy of your community. Control the housing, control the education, control the jobs, control the businesses under the pretext that you want to integrate. No, you're out of your mind. We have to become involved in a program of re-education to educate our people into the importance of knowing that when you spend your dollar out of the community in which you live, The community in which you spend your money becomes richer and richer. The community out of which you take your money becomes poorer and poorer. And because these Negroes who have been misled and misguided are breaking their necks to take their money and spend it with the man is becoming richer and richer, and you're becoming poorer and poorer. And then what happens? The community in which you live becomes a slum. It becomes a ghetto. The conditions become run down. And then you have the audacity to complain about poor housing in a rundown community. Why, you run it down yourself when you take it out. And you and I are in a double trap, because not only do we lose by taking our money someplace else and spending it, when we try and spend it in our own community, we're trapped because we haven't had sense enough to set up stores and control the businesses of our community. The man who's controlling the stores in our community is a man who doesn't look like we do. He's a man who doesn't even live in the community. So you and I, even when we try and spend our money in the block where we live or the area where we live, we're spending it with a man who, when the sun goes down, takes that basket full of money in another part of the town. So we're trapped, double trapped, triple trapped. Anywhere we go, we find that we're trapped. And every kind of solution that someone comes up with is just another trap. Those are people. The importance of setting up these little stores and developing them and expanding them into larger operations.
Now watch what he say about this.
Woolworth didn't start out big like they are today. They started out with a dime store and expanded and expanded and expanded until today they're all over the country and all over the world, and they're getting some of everybody's money. Now, this is what you and I in General Motors, the same way, didn't start out like it is. It started out just a little rat race type operation. And it expanded and expanded until today it's where it is right now. And you and I have to make a start. And the best place to start is right in the community where we live. So our people not only have to be re-educated to the importance of supporting black business, but the black man himself has to be made aware of the importance of going into business. And once you and I go into business, we own and operate at least the businesses in our community. What we will be doing is developing a situation wherein we will actually be able to create employment for the people in the community. And once you can create some employment in the community where you live, it will eliminate the necessity of you and me having to act ignorantly and disgracefully, boycotting and picketing some cracker someplace else, trying to dig in for a job.
I mean, I can't. I'm sorry. That was probably the most solid piece of speaking that I've heard from Malcolm. Malcolm was a soldier, real talk. And I just, with me, man, I'm not one of these guys that want to just scream racism all the time. Not that I don't think there are racist people that do certain things to people. Of course there are. People, there's all types of racist people out here. I don't see too many people saying there aren't. My issue is, most of the time, that's never been the issue with black people. What's been the issue for us hasn't been racism. I know people don't want to hear that. That ain't been our issue. I know people, man, you crazy. Historically, you know what? I'm one of the main ones that be talking about historically what they done did to black folks. I'm one of the main ones, man. That's always talking about what black folks done been through. But I got something for y'all today, okay? Now, what we're about to do is I'm about to share my screen again. And I want to show y'all something. This is why I don't want to hear nothing about no racism. Look at this. So what we're looking at right now, let me make it big for you. So the bluest represents the black students, and the of course, gray represents the white students. At reading, 15% of black people. Now, this is basically percentage of people that read at a proficient level. Let me go back. Let me see. Does it? Dang, I don't got it. So this basically, and it doesn't say it, but that's what. Now, this is at the 8th grade level, obviously. But as you can see, in reading, dude, we was at 15%. And I told my homeboy that, and he was like, well, man, that's where you get that from. So I said, okay, you don't believe me? All right, bet, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Let me go hold on, let me go back. I'm gonna find we'll find another one right quick. Hold on, let me open it back up and see if I can find it. Because he didn't believe me. He was like, man, you can't just go off them numbers, man. Who made that? Who made those? And that's the thing we always say. Well, where did it come from? Who made it? Who did this? Who did that? I'm like, okay. Eventually, it just comes down to just outright laziness and mediocrity and finger pointing. I'm just go ahead and say it. I'm gonna show y'all one of my favorite statistics that y'all always hear on my channel. I'm gonna keep riding this one until the cows come home. Right here, the Brookings Institute survey that they did in 2002 over the years of 2003 to 2013 calculations. And here it is. Black people on average time spent on homework per night. You're looking, this is in minutes per day. And we're looking at, this is not even what, about 32, 33 minutes. That's what we spend a day studying. And whites spend almost double. They almost at 60. They're closer to 60 than we are closer to 40. So I say what they about 55, 56 minutes a day. You know what I'm saying? So you not only do you think that you're being discriminated against, but you getting outworked. This is why I don't talk about, I don't really upset. I used to, and you probably can go find some old videos on my channel of me talking about racism and stuff. You know, as black people, we have to kind of fight against that sometimes. We do, because we see so much of it. We've been indoctrinated with since we were kids. It's hard not to get caught up into that stuff. You know what I'm saying? When people say stuff like that. Let me give y'all another video. I mean, pick statistic. I'm not proud of this. This is really just shameful. I'm ashamed of it. What you're looking at right now is the navy blue over here on the far right, the 1% is well, some years we didn't even have nothing. We didn't even have a percentage point. We got 1% over here barely, right? That's the people that were advanced. The blue right here, these are the people that are at a proficient level of and this is reading. So this everything you're looking at right now is reading. And I told my homeboy, I said, bro, almost 85% of black people can't even read at a proficient level. He disagreed with me. But that's what this said right here. This is 85% right here. This was 2015. 85%. 42% can't even read at a basic level. I said 45, I was wrong. It's 42. Which is still damn near, that's like 4 out of 10. Can't even read at a basic level. So these are just, you know what I'm saying, things that people don't understand. These are things that hurt black folks. You can't talk about racism, white supremacy when you ain't read. Well, yes, I can, because they not helping us. They not, well, I just showed you ain't putting the time in. You ain't working. Like, let me explain something to y'all, man. And the thing that I really admire about Malcolm X, what he was just talking about and what I just played y'all, I'm gonna just sum it up. Black excellence. 2 words. We use that. That's a little buzzword right now. Black excellence. Let me explain something to you guys. Excellence is work. Excellence is putting in the time. Excellence is outworking your neighbor, outworking the next guy. That's why Kobe is Kobe, and Corey Maggette is Corey Maggette, right? Ed O'Bannon is Ed O'Bannon, and Tracy McGrady is Tracy McGrady. Work ethic. That's what really got Kobe where he was. And I know that for a fact when it comes to T-Mac. T-Mac was just naturally where he was. Kobe, they said that was a game Kobe looked at. They was playing in Orlando. T-Mac had 30 points by the third quarter. Kobe only had about 12. They say he looked at the guy at the free throw line and told him, he said, you know what the difference is between me and him? Now, take in mind, T-Mac got 30 points at the time. It's the beginning of the fourth quarter. He says, he's done. I'm just getting started. Kobe went off and ran 20 points in a row in that game. Wound up with over 30-some points. I seen him do it in Atlanta against Joe Johnson. Fourth quarter, Kobe ran off 20 points like it wasn't nothing. It wasn't meant for him to do that in the quarter. Kobe went off. Excellence. We understand that in sports. But when it comes academically, and see, my thing is, you will be hard pressed. I heard Thomas Sowell say this. I think you would be hard pressed to find a group of discipline, because I'm talking about discipline. When you talk about excellence, it's discipline. Let me explain something about discipline. Discipline doesn't mean perfection, guys. It doesn't mean that. Discipline doesn't mean perfection. Discipline means doing something consistently over and over and over in an extended period of time. That is discipline. That's how it's demonstrated. Having control of one's faculties for an extended period of time in order to produce a desired result a lot of times. That's what the motive is a lot of times. And if you're gonna have discipline, then it'll allow you, you won't be in this number. You won't be in these two numbers here. You at least want to be proficient. At least. But look, we only got 16% back in the class of 2015 that were proficient. 16 proficient or better. 16%. That's horrible. See, there's 17% in 2013 proficient or better. 15, 14, 13, 12, 13, 13, 13, 13, 10, 10, 9, 9%. Probably nobody read. So in my class, 94, ain't nobody getting nothing. No, 10%. We barely could read when we got out. That's what I'm talking about. And you think you're finna go out here and compete with people? You're not. So what is this right here? Now let's go to this. Now this is deep right here. When I look at this bothers me. Okay. Obviously, we're not gonna look at the black people. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna read this to you. I'm gonna make it big for you. All right. So let's scroll down a little bit. What this says is, you go. Okay, this ain't saying it. Okay, so this is the average composite score, and the colors that you see are based on what they say they want to be. So somebody that say they want to go to a vocational school is in purple. Somebody that say they want to go to a 2-year community college is in teal or light blue or aqua blue. Regular blue is anybody that say they want a bachelor's degree. Graduate study, saying somebody they want the MBA or something. In green is for doctors, lawyers, people that want to go on a professional level, right? So not just a master's, but somebody, because that's what graduate means, just a master's. This means I want to be a doctor of electrical engineering, doctor of whatever, right? Now, these are the average ACT scores. Let's bag out a little bit. So this is the average ACT scores of people that went to vocational, and the highest we have professional level, and those who say they want to get an MBA or something like that, or just a master's, is the highest they get is 19 on the ACT. And of course, let's go to white folks. So already, white people are 2 points higher just for a bachelor's degree. By the time you get to those that say they want a graduate degree or a professional degree, you're looking at a 25, 24 on ACT. You know what I'm saying? And so we're behind. And you're like, well, we're behind because of white teachers. Well, that would make sense. But see, a lot of us, like I'm in the South. So you got schools where it's all black people, black teachers, black principals, black school board, black everything. No excuse. Why are they not successful? Because I think one thing we have to look at is black people have a culture that we want to deny and say it's not ours and say, well, we don't have a culture. When I hear people say black people don't have a culture, it's because you listen to some lecture by some person. Let me explain something to you. A culture is any non-biological behavior. That's the definition of the word culture. And if you look at this, I'm not even gonna compare us to Asians because it's horrendous. Asians that want to go get a vocation scoring at 18.9, because they probably know what they want. They know I need to go learn how to do nails because we already got a nail shop, so I'm gonna go learn how to do nails. They scoring at 18 on the ACT. You know what I'm saying? If they want to, they can call a HBCU and probably get a full ride. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, and when they say they want a 2-year, I'm not even gonna go into it because it's ridiculous. Their numbers are ridiculous, right? So let's keep going. Let's keep going in with these numbers because I want y'all to see. There's a lot of stuff in here I want y'all to see, man. Let's keep going. So what this says? Okay, this is college readiness. How many of them are graduating at a college ready level? I can keep going. I know y'all like this is boring information. Who cares? I want y'all to see where we are. I always talk about that because when you talk about racism, this is the thing. When you tell me that the system is designed for you to fail, right? Why are you why are you spending 32 minutes a night on homework? If I know that the referee's gonna cheat, right? Like if I know I'm going in a game, if I know I'm going in a game and I know, like when we used to go play Selma, right? the refs gonna cheat, and we might, if we beat them, we might get jumped on. I'm just telling you because that's certain schools in the black community you go to, you will get jumped on. In Birmingham, Selma, these little small towns, Selma, you might get your ass whooped. Real talk. If you beat Selma High, I'm telling you now, right? Southside, not so much, but Selma, they gonna shoot up your bus. Like we done had a couple of Boston people shooting at our bus because we won a game. I'm telling you right now, like that's how crazy it was, right? So we knew the refs was gonna call every tic tac foul. So when you are the opposing team, do you then go out and travel, double dribble, 3 seconds in the lane, miss all your jump shots on purpose, and then say that the game was designed for you to fail? Because that's what black people do. That's what we do when it comes to academics. And if you're disciplined, I don't see disciplined people failing in life. I don't. Discipline is one of the discipline is one of the major attributes that we all need to cultivate. I can be more disciplined. You get what I'm saying? But discipline is something that we all need to cultivate because that is what dictates winners and losers. Everybody ain't 6'9", 270 pounds with a 45-inch vertical, okay? So some of you are going to have, some of y'all going to have certain talents, certain people not. But what dictates where you get in life, friends that were good in basketball, but they were disciplined. And yeah, one of them played in Birmingham at UAB. He played football, basketball, but he was a disciplined brother. I call him every Saturday. He would be I'd be, where you at? Man, I'm at work, man. I'm just trying to get some stuff done. I'm talking about every Saturday. If I call him on Saturday morning, he was at work. And guess what? Now he's over a bunch of lawyers. He's successful. He's doing his thing, making real good money. But he was a high school All-American. But he was disciplined. You know what I'm saying? So although he didn't make it in sports, he made it in life. And I'm gonna tell you something. Most of the time, you're not gonna make it in sports anyway. So why even put all your eggs in one basket, which is what we tend to do as black people. So let me go back. So we got that one. So right here it says average ACT scores by race. I already kind of covered that. We're gonna do that. This is just another one. ACT composites. Obviously, black people got the lowest one on here. You know what I'm saying? Duh, right? I ain't got to guess. And these are in your core courses, like reading, math, science. These are core courses. Electives, whatever. Non-core, that's the 16. So that's what I'm talking about. I don't like talking about this information. I really don't. But I think there's a war in our community that people have been talking about with us as a people, and it's just different situations going on with us in our community. Not everybody is I don't know. Not everybody's crazy like that. And I'm gonna tell you something. We need to disassociate ourselves and separate ourselves from certain groups of people in the school. You know what I'm saying? In the school. Let me show y'all something right quick. Let me show y'all something. This is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I want all of you to take a good look at these people on the risers behind me. These people have been here up to 5 years and done absolutely nothing. These people are drug dealers and drug users. They have taken up space. They have disrupted the school. They have harassed your teachers. And they have intimidated you. Well, times are about to change. You will not be bothered in Joe Clark's school. These people are incorrigible. And since none of them could graduate anyway, you are all expurgated. You are dismissed. You are out of here forever. I wish you well.
See, that's what you need. You need discipline. That's what this is. That's what this illustrates. Discipline. See, until we in our black community get rid of these niggas that do that. See, these are the type of niggas that be standing on the block. That's who I'm talking about. That you know how much wealth, guys. Right now, I'm trying to sell something. My mom, we finna get her a new house. We finna sell her house. We finna move her to a different side of town. And one of my friends that I used to play G.I. Joe with as a kid and move across the street, this nigga wants to run a car lot in front of my mom's house. So now when I go home, you can't even get in the driveway. This nigga got cars on both sides of the street and he feels entitled. Like he's supposed to be able to have cars on both sides of the street. He don't see why that is a problem. He thinks that's normal. He thinks he should have that right. And when the police come over there, he feel like, man, because I saw him, he's like, man, why you gonna call the police, man? I'm like, bro, who told you she called the police? Like, folks, I mean, there's other folks on this street. Folks, maybe people want to get down the street. Man, they ain't bothering nobody. They can still get in their driveway. All right. This nigga, the house was nice. They used to cut the grass. The nigga done parked. He got cars and oil all in the damn yard. It ain't nothing but dirt, mud every damn where now. He didn't, I mean, just, niggas. Discipline. That's what it is. Instead of him paying $500 a month to get him a little cheap place on a little small post out of town where he can sell his cars at or do whatever he's trying to do, he want to do them out his house because it's that convenient for him. Meanwhile, you pulling down and costing. Let me tell you something. My mom's house wouldn't worth that much. She probably could have got about $45,000, $50,000 for the house. Dude, we'll be lucky to get $15,000, $20,000 for the house just cause that nigga to move across the street. See what I'm saying? But you want to talk about racism? That's an extra $20,000, $30,000 that we could start a business with. My grandmother could say, "I'm gonna sell my house and put down on the down payment, but I want to leave something for my grandbabies. We put $4,000 here or there, let them draw some interest. So by the time something." But you can't do that. See, how can you build wealth when you got people like this raping us of the wealth every chance they get? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what you want me to do? Stop? What you want me to do, supervillain? Stop? Hey, I'm sorry, bro. It is what it is. That's my challenge. Anyway, but that's how it works.
Next time it may be you. If you do no better than they did,
See, I'm gonna show y'all one of my favorite scenes in this movie. This PTA scene. This is one of my favorite scenes. This is one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
What happened this morning is an outrage. My boy's no criminal. He and those children belong in school, not back out on the street.
See, this the people. Come on, man. The prison industrial complex. And it's not their fault. Don't hold them accountable for their actions. That's what she told me.
Some of those children are smart. They're just discouraged about what chances they got out there.
They're discouraged about what chances they got. Sound familiar? See how racism works? See how this whole racism thing works? You see how it works?
What kind of jobs they got waiting for them? Now what kind of chance do they have? He insulted the black football coach. The man's gone crazy. He's declared war on his own people.
I remind you, Miss Barrett, that Mr. Clark was nice enough to come to this emergency meeting after a very trying day.
That's what he gets paid for.
I think we owe him a chance to respond.
they say one bad apple spoils the bunch. Well, what about 300? Rotten to the core. Now, you're right, Mrs. Barrett. This is a war. It's a war to save 2,700 other students, most of whom don't have the basic skills to pass the state exam. Now, if you want to help us fight, sit down with your kids and make them study at night. Don't make the families off welfare.
Dare you talk to these
Give
people
our
about wealth?
children some pride.
That's what Malcolm X said, ain't it? Give them some pride. You know what I'm saying? Get off welfare. Ain't that what he said? I'm not even in the nation, okay? I don't rock with everything the nation says, but I agree with them about welfare. I agree with them, man. A sense of pride, dignity. That's what he was talking about.
When Dr. Napier came to me offering this job, I saw the lightning flash. The thunder rolled. I felt breakers crashing, swamping my soul.
We are not in church, Mr. Clark.
I fell down on my knees and I cried, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? And the Lord said, Joe, you know damn good that I mean this more than you realize. You're no earthly good at all unless you take this opportunity and do whatever you have to. And he didn't say, Joe, be polite. Do whatever you have to transform and transmogrify this school into a special place where the hearts and souls and minds of the young can rise, where they can grow tall and blossom out from under the shadows of the past, where the minds of the young are set free. And I gave my word to God. And that's why I threw those bastards out. And that's all I'm going to say.
I love that, man. Anyway, let me say this, man. That was a good question. So the question becomes, why aren't we disciplined enough to get where we need to go? Well, the overwhelming majority of Black people think that they are being held back. The overwhelming majority of Black people think that the system is designed for them to fail. Culturally, we believe that. Now, historically, I understand why we would think that, because that's exactly what they were doing, was holding us back. They were doing that through the government. They were. So, I mean, that's why I'm for reparations. But that being said, is that the case? Am I just right where my great grandfather was? No, I'm not, man. I'd be lying if I said that. I'll be lying if I said that. I'm doing better than a lot of white people in America. You barely could say that in the 1920s. You know what I'm saying? But now you can say that. You can say that today. You could say that, but back in the 1920s, you couldn't. You know what I'm saying? You might could say it for a select few of people, Madam C.J. Walker, or the guy that was the boxer. No, I'm finna get it. Huh? Guys, give me a second. Give me 1 second. He hiding from you. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that.
The ladies will kick it, the rhyme it is wicked. Those that don't know how to be pros get evicted. A woman can bear you, break you, take you. Now it's time to rhyme. Can you relate to a sister dope enough to make you holler and scream? Hey, yo, let me take it from here, Queen. Excuse me.
All right, man, my bad, dog. I had to do something right quick. But let me say this right here, man. I don't think we can sit up here and deny that we are willing participants in our own situation right now. I think Black people, and until Black people realize that they are willing participants in their own destruction, like you voting for people to bring illegal immigrants over here to take jobs and compete with our kids, that's stupid. That's completely stupid, right? You voting for people to lock your kids in failing schools and not give you a voucher so you can send your child to a private school or charter school. You vote for that, right? You vote to have your sons effeminized. You vote for that. And when somebody tells you something, they are cool. That's you. That's Black people. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is. I can't, that's what I'm saying. Eventually, if, by the time Black people realize what I'm saying, I'm gonna probably be dead and gone. And we'll probably be 2% of the population. By the end, we'll be so ignored and we'll be so out of the mainstream, then we'll start operating collectively like we need to. And look, I'm not for everybody Black thinking and operating the exact same. I don't believe in that. I don't think everybody Black is gonna think the same. Okay, that's just not realistic. We don't think the same. We don't operate the same. But I do think black people are really kind of willing participants in their own destruction. Black people have put themselves in this situation throughout history right now. Over the last, I would say, 30, 40 years, it's been black people that has held us back. Black people have chosen to do and partake in their own stuff. Now you could say, um, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, I like I say, man, I've tried all types of stuff, man. Like, I've tried to talk to people about different things. You're never gonna get black people to really kind of wake up and see certain things that they're doing that's probably hurting them. It's hurting us, man. Black people, we're like that 400-pound person that the doctor keeps telling them, hey man, if you don't stop, you're gonna have a stroke. You don't stop, you're gonna have a heart attack. You know, you overweight, you this, you that, you need to exercise. And if I tell you to exercise, you fight me physically to not exercise. You fight me physically. When I tell you that, hey man, black people are academically this, black people are academically that, although it may be the precedent, I ain't mean nothing against the brother MS Doom or whatever. Although it may be called depressing, at the end of the day, we need to know this stuff because nobody's telling us. Nobody's saying nothing. It's like nobody's really looking at this is where black people are. Like we all kind of subconsciously know black people at the bottom on every metric that you see. I just showed y'all 10 metrics of black folks. We at the bottom and it ain't even close, right? It's not like we battling with Hispanics. I mean, come on, and think their numbers are probably only that low because they got to include the Mexicans. Come on, they probably outdoing us way better than that. You know what I'm saying? So we just don't know it, right? And so I think that black people have I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say this, man, and this is why I think it's a complex issue. This is not a one sentence answer. This is not something that I can do in one video. I will probably have to do. This is something you have to unpack over a long time of discussion and thought. Like I have to take stuff, regurgitate it, play with it, think about it, break it, put it back together, break it, put it back together. Because I kind of, when I was younger, I had some of these, I would say some of these things about racism. I would even on my own channel, since I've had my channel, talk about police brutality and racism, white supremacy, things like that. And I'm not saying that there aren't police that are brutal. Police are pretty much going to whoop your ass and kill you if they can. I mean, but that being said, we're only talking about 50 people per year. Not good. Not good. Okay. I'm not saying that's good. I don't want that to happen to my loved ones, so I get it. But that being said, that ain't the number one issue. I think more damage is being done by us being locked in failing school. If you got a child, son or daughter that you love dearly, but you don't have the money, but you pay taxes now. Because if you live in some of these major metropolitan areas, you pay taxes. Even if if you're renting, you're paying taxes because your rent is used for taxes. If you are spending a dime, it's going, you're paying taxes. It's not all property tax. Some of it might be coming from other different, depends on the municipality or state where you live. But that being said, your tax dollars are being spent, right? So every year they're taking $30,000 per child for an education system. And your child is not reading at grade level. Your child reading at a second grade, third grade level in the 10th grade, right? And you're stuck there. And you don't see that is doing more damage. Let me tell you, that's doing more damage to black people than the police can ever do in 20 years. You can take 20 years of police whooping, killing 50, 100 people a year, right? And you can say, okay, over these 20 years, they killed 2,000 black men and women. They did this, they did that. Okay, how many people are killed, sent to prison, screwed up by the mere fact that their parents chose not to provide them a quality, and I said it, provide their child with a quality education, because they're paying for it with their tax dollars, but they're voting to make sure that their son or daughter stays there. So you part of the problem. I said it. Black people are part of the problem because we lock out, like this guy right now, Norris Shelton in Kentucky. I was listening to Black Patriarch video. I watched it. He got a dude. He's working for the descendants of American slaves. He was trying to push. Black folks ain't gonna support that. They gonna vote Democrat. Black people are gonna vote Democrat. You look at Baltimore. The girl Kim Klacik. Yes, she married to a white man, But I'm sorry. What could she do? What could she do that would hurt Baltimore anymore? You would be hard pressed to tell me one thing that Kim Klacik could do to screw Baltimore over more than what it already is screwed over. Baltimore already screwed up. What is Kim gonna do? Nothing. It's the same thing. It's gonna be run down, vacant houses, crack houses, right? Trash, dirt. I mean, it's horrible. I went up there. I was up there when I went to see Boogie's thing, man. I went riding there. I was like, my Lord, this is bad. I rode through Baltimore. It's bad. It is. You get what I'm saying? But black people voted the Democrat back in. You got to take responsibility for that. Black people have to take, in an overwhelmingly black district, black people voted us in. Voted these people in. You vote these people on your school board, right? So you have to accept responsibility. You cannot keep talking about the white man. You can't. I'll talk about the white man after you've done your part. After you've done, but I'm gonna tell you a funny little thing that's gonna probably wind up happening once you do that. Once you do your part and you're disciplined, dare I say, you won't be able to be stopped. They won't be able to stop you. You know why? You're like, man, you crazy. They can stop you if they want to. Look here, man. If you working 2-3 hours a night studying, you got that type of study work ethic. I don't give a damn if you're in a failing school. You listen to me and hear me well. This is all an individual thing, guys. I think there needs to be a higher level of individualism in our community. I think we're too collective. I really do. I think black people have too much of a collective way of thinking. I think sometimes individualism is something that I think, no, we like people tell me that that's a bad thing. Like a lot of black people say that that's bad. But I'm sorry, if I'm an individual, I want something for myself. I don't know about y'all. I'm an individual. I'm very individualistic. I want something for myself. Obviously, I run an academy and I help a lot of black people. So I have a community-minded mindset. I hadn't forgot my people, but I'm very ambitious. I want a lot of, damn it, I want it all. I want an 8-car garage. I got a list right here I can read to you. It sits right here. Goals. I got a list sitting right here that I can read to y'all. I want a Ferrari Modena. I want a Ferrari F360. What they call the Huracan, the Aventura, the Urus. I want a DB9. You get what I'm saying? I got a list of specific cars of a certain square footage on my house. I'm ambitious. And look, my thing is this, guys. That is me being an individual. Goal setting, working on my own shortcomings, credit, discipline, spending habits, everything, even how I deal with people, my language. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm in the word I'm trying to be a better person because I want to be successful. I want to succeed. We need more of that because if you have that, you will do more than 2 hours a night of homework. I'm sorry. You'll do more than 32 minutes a night of homework. Now I know you guys like, well, what if it ain't necessary? I'm gonna tell you something. If you're in a failing school and you put 2 hours in a night, you'll get a scholarship somewhere. You'll go. I don't even think it's just that your parents got you in a failing school. We all have to take responsibility for our place in life, our lot in life. I heard a guy say this. He said, be careful that you speak on your limitations because you'll be allowed to keep them. So if racism is your limitation, you'll be allowed to keep it because you keep speaking on it, you keep dwelling on it. You talk about racism. See, the white man, he got things so set up. So, you know, even if I go and buy some liquor at the store, see, it's his fault selling the liquor in my nigga. You the one going in there scaring him your money. That's your fault. You what? Well, yeah, but it's like, you get what I'm saying? That's like my brother used to tell me this when I was a kid. Because I lived in an area where it was back during the crack era. Okay. When I played basketball, I played ball with a bunch of niggas that wound up going to jail. Right. That's how I learned how to play basketball, with a bunch of drug dealers. And my brother used to talk to me, and he would talk to me and a couple of my friends. And it's funny because all the friends that was sitting listening to my brother all of them wound up going to the military or college. All of us did. Give or take one or two. One of them killed somebody, but hey, can't win them all, right? But that being said, we were sitting there, he would be talking to him, and then he was like, You know, man, look, somebody can bring an 18 wheeler full of crack in or keys of, of of dope and pull it right in our front yard. You don't have to jump on that 18 wheel and sell that crack. That's you have your you are free to choose. That's one thing about capitalism, guys. You free to choose. That's what Milton Friedman called this thing, free to choose. That's pretty much the simplest definition of capitalism. Free to choose. You have a choice. You have a choice every morning when you wake up. What am I gonna do? What side of the bed am I gonna get out of? Am I going to smile from just a simple thing like a smile? What's up, Superman? From a simple thing like a smile. You get what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing? And smiling at somebody. Man, you'd be surprised how much further in life you get with a smile. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, people don't really look at stuff like that, especially us as black men. We got to be tough and hard. Well, you're already a black man. Why you think about it? For black men to be at the bottom like we are, we the main ones going through life mean mugging niggas. We the main ones that you see us. If we see a black man on the street, and you ride down that street, he gonna look at you like he want to jump in the car and beat your ass. Right? Why? Why are we the toughest, meanest mother? Oh, man, you gotta be tough, gotta be hard in America. No, you don't. It ain't working out for black niggas. It ain't working out. I ain't saying be now listen. I ain't saying be a weakling or be hard in the sense or not hard in the sense of letting somebody run over you and take what's yours. That's hell no. What I'm saying is your disposition, your energy. If ain't nobody done nothing to you, why you mean mugging me? I go to the gym. I go to LA Fitness. I go to what's the name? When I'm in the gym, those are some of the most vain black men you gonna see as niggas in the gym. Them niggas, I got a couple dudes always mean mugging me like, nigga, what you looking at? Every time I go in the gym, I ain't did nothing to him. I speak to the nigga just to calm him down. Hey, brother, how you doing, man? You doing all right? Force that nigga to speak. They don't like that. Yeah, brother, I'm all right. I'm all right. Yeah, man, good day, man. Well, all right, man. Next thing you know, the nigga dapping you up. What's up, partner? That's how it be. You got to kind of get people off that heel sometimes. Try it in life, man. When you walk out here as black men, I'm talking about as brothers. When we walk out here and we see other black men and they mean mugging me, try to make that nigga speak, man. Because I don't care. Like, I don't care. You can mean mug me. You can think I'm a fuck nigga all you want to. You touch me, it's a different situation. As long as you don't touch me, we good. You ain't hurt my feelings looking at me like you think you better than me or you think I'm some whatever, nigga, whatever, man. What's up, partner? What's going on, man? How you doing? I'm going to make your ass talk. Y'all see I can talk, right? So I'm going to make your ass talk. You ain't going to just get on my, be mean mugging me or looking at me crazy. You're just not going to do it. But that's what we do. That's what we do. That's one of the dumbest things I think black men, as black men, we do is try to be hard. And I think what happens is it forces us down the road that we don't need to go, which is a road of limited resources. That's really where I think it forces us. And when you down that road of limited resources, you'll feel a hopeless situation, like that lady was talking about in that movie. And she'll say, well, they just discouraged about the future that they see. So when you keep telling me they ain't got no hope, they ain't got nothing to be excited about, and he's a black boy, so people are gonna judge him. Blah, blah, blah. Well, he already gonna act up in school. He already gonna cut the food. You might as well be like, well, look, I hear you, but I mean, you still need to get your work. You still need to be able to add, count, read, multiply, divide, be able to do the quadratic formula. You need to be able to take that and stack that up and do derivatives and whatever. You need to understand all that, right? The Pythagorean theorem, side angle side theorem. Remember that? You know what I'm saying? You need to be able to know all that. But if you don't, then you can't blame anyone but yourself. You can't blame anybody. Where I am is I'm a self-made person, and not everybody will admit that. Not everybody is self. Not everybody will admit they're self-made. Everybody's self-made. That's really, look, man. Success is intentional. I never want. That's why when I hear people talking about racism, all you care about, because to me the whole premise behind racism is that you're stopping me from getting to my goal in life of whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're stopping me. You're holding me back. That's what racism is about. The withholding of resources, right? So if that's the case, and it's about the withholding of resources, and look, I mean, I can see certain social engineering going on Tariq got his buck breaking documentary coming out. I wonder if Tariq gonna tell the truth about who really funds and pushes the alphabet stuff on black folks. I know who really pushes it. We all do. He knows too, because he married to one of them. So I'm gonna see if he actually admits and says that in that documentary, or he just gonna say white supremacy, which is that's what we're talking about. A boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? So you want to reverse that. You want to reverse that, man. Black excellence, black, discipline, being focused. Be disciplined, man. Work on your credit. Make sure you got your life together, because man, life ain't waiting for nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's it, man. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna end this one.